Hey guys, how's it going? MasterBucks here. Welcome to another episode in the Juventus career mode in FIFA 19. Now today, ladies and gentlemen, I have something that we need to explain, unfortunately. A little bit of a dilemma. A couple of eagle-eyed people of you maybe might have noticed that the table in the Serie A looks a little bit different to how it did in the last episode. Now, unfortunately, at the capture event I was recording this career mode at, I did all the capture for everything prior to this episode on day one, and on day two, we came back to our stations, and unfortunately, a new build had been put on. So basically, all the data from all the career modes was wiped, and I wasn't the only one that was affected. It happened to Jared, it happened to a couple of other people as well. A lot of career mode YouTubers lost their saves, and really, I just had to get it to a point that was about as close as it was before. We're still in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. We're still playing Inter Milan in the second leg of the Coppa Nazionale, and we still have a 2-1 win in the first leg, so that's basically identical. The only difference is that with the Serie A, it is now no longer a 2-horse race between myself and Napoli. It's a bit of a 3-horse race. It's myself, Napoli, and Inter Milan are in it as well. So it's unfortunate. We had a slightly bigger lead on Napoli at this point in the season as well, but now it's only like a 1 or 2 point lead. So if anything, it means the run-in toward the end of the Serie A season is actually going to be a lot more exciting because there are more teams that could win it, and it's actually a hell of a lot closer. So, and by the way, we've actually now lost our spot on top of the table. So what looked to be a maybe not super comfortable finish, but we were well in the driver's seat. Now it's actually up for grabs between 3 different teams. So it's going to be a lot more of an exciting finish. Unfortunately, there was nothing really we could have done about this. We tried so hard to get our saves back in. I mean, simply put, yes, this is an EA Game Changers technically sponsored video, but they fucked us. They just fucked us. They really did. I was so pissed off when this happened. I thought, you've got to be kidding me. Basically, all the work we did for the first day undone, but we're back to a basically identical point in the season with a very similar amount of results. So let's just tick on from here. Still plenty of games left in the Serie A, and we'll see how it all takes shape from now on, as we are playing Milan in the Serie A. That means Gonzalo Higuain is going to be going up against the club that's currently got him loaned out, and I didn't think that he could play against us, but a great cross at the back post by Salah, or to the back post by Salah. Ronaldo had a chance, tight angle, with a man in front of him, with Gianluigi Donnarumma closing him down, but regardless, he could not really keep his header down anyway, so we would just have to continue to tick on as Milan get a bit of a counter-attack going here. Gonzalo Higuain, the man in question, has a shot, saves, forces one out of Perrin, and the parry went almost perfectly to a Milan player when it looked like he had no chance of getting it. But thankfully it didn't happen. We were able to deal with it, and I swear if they'd taken the lead like that, I'd been livid. I'd have been furious, but that thankfully was not the case, and we would continue on in the second half, hopefully doing a lot better than we did in the first, or getting a few more chances. They got one pretty early on. Nothing too major there as Matai Perrin makes a relatively simple save. But now at the hour mark, Matuidi, we were trying to work our way in. That was actually a really good move, but just the through ball right toward the end to get it to Matuidi was overhit. And that should have been the first goal, but just the through ball wasn't good enough. Moving it out wider now for Mandzukic, who's in this game, of course. We're always rotating, and we do bring players like that in. A very nice play there, but I wasn't initially going for Salah. I was trying to get it back from Matuidi, but it's okay, because it ends in the right result. A goal for Juventus. Mo Salah, the scorer, when I didn't think it would be him. I tried to slip in Matuidi instead of Salah, but I must have overhit the through ball, or it apparently thought I was going for Salah. It's okay, though. It is still a goal. It is still 1-0. And again, we're going right back to where we were earlier in the season when all I could do was graft out 1-0 wins. Hey, I'll still take them. There are always 3 points, however you can get them. Still moving forward, though. If we could get one more, that'd be great, as Mandzukic maybe slips through Alexandro. I don't want to commit too many numbers forward here. You know, I'd hate to get caught on the counter in the 90th minute, but Dybala gets it to Matuidi, and a bit of a softer shot there. Not really going to challenge the keeper. Milan get maybe one more chance, but don't really do much with it. I go to whack it away, hit it basically straight to one of their plays, but thankfully it's all over, and it is just another 1-0 win. Again, if we have to keep grafting out these 1-0 results, that's fine, so long as we're putting 3 points up on the board. We actually needed this to get back on top of the table, which thankfully we have been able to do, so Napoli fall back down to second, and Inter Milan are right back into the swing of things as well. But it is a Mo Salah victory. It is a Mo Salah goal that gets us the victory, and now we push on over into the Champions League. Of course, we have Atletico Madrid to play in the quarterfinals. Slightly tougher team than I'm going to assume, a slightly tougher team than TSG Hoffenheim were in the round of 16 when we basically beat them. I think in the end it was 7-2 on aggregate. I don't know if we're going to do better than that against Atletico. It'd be great, it'd be nice, but I'm not so sure. Regardless, we did make a few more changes though. Ronaldo was going to start up top. Costa, Salah's in there, but Dybala's actually going to go on the bench for this one. Emre Can's going to start as well. Bernardeschi's going to play in that centre attack and midfield spot because, again, a lot of games being played very, very bunched up together at the moment toward the end of the season. No surprises considering we're in basically every cup competition. Every competition that we could be playing, we're still alive in. So we're going to have a few players and a couple of fixtures get a little mixed up and everything, but we are going to be playing this first leg again away at the Metropolitano, which I swear I love. Like I said, playing the away leg first. We scored 5 past Hoffenheim in that away leg in the round of 16. Can we do something of the sort to Madrid? I seriously doubt we're going to be able to put 5 past them, but stacking up those away goals would be so crucial in this first leg. Let's hope maybe we can do it. But I'm not willing to write off Atletico Madrid, though. This is the stadium that will be hosting the final this year. So how good would it be if we can knock these guys out and get a little bit of practice in and hopefully be back here for the final? We will see. But we're underway in this one. We scored pretty early on in the game against TSG Hoffenheim away. Are we looking to maybe do the same? Look, the team sheets and everything are still playing. It'd be a perfect start, but the cross in is just, unfortunately, just a little too far away for Ronaldo. He stretched his long legs out, but couldn't quite get anything on it, unfortunately. But 15 minutes in, we were still attacking down this left-hand side. Douglas Costa cutting in, running a long way, ended up just shooting for goal when I was trying to look for a player open, but All Black does make the save. We force the corner, and again Mo Salah getting up high, but the header's just going over the crossbar. Not really sure how he was able to even win a header from that situation. He's not the tallest of guys. He doesn't have a super strong vertical or anything, but Salah's still getting slipped in again. Stops, turns, shoots. That's a mean block from, oh my God, Godin, and I jumped too high for the header. I jumped too early for the header with Ronaldo. Salah, this block is ridiculous. You don't actually see it on the replay, but Godin sticks. You saw that he put his trailing foot behind him, and I can't understand how he didn't score there, and how Ronaldo jumped way too early as I was charging up the shot. We were somehow 30 minutes in without getting a goal, but despite being really on top of things and doing amazingly well. But maybe now, as Matuidi's making a hard run up the middle, looking to maybe send through Douglas Costa, and finally, in the 36th, we hit the back of the net, the side netting, and Douglas Costa, we finally make the breakthrough with him. And I tell you what, if it wasn't going to be Salah, if it wasn't Ronaldo, all those boys were getting their chances earlier on in this game, but Douglas Costa, all he needs is one. Bang. Fantastic stuff. When he hasn't been the most prolific of goal scorers for me in the past, it's good to see that I can still rely on him to hit the goals if I need him to, which is great. But, tell you what, Atletico Madrid come straight out the gates here. Is this a kickoff goal? No, it isn't. Mattia Perin making a huge stop right there. I swear, he is tremendous. He's a fantastic goalkeeper. I love him to death. I might legit think about getting him in future career modes. But maybe another chance is, again, it hits the right-hand side post, nearly came rolling along the goal line and hit the second as well, but thankfully not to be. Crossed in from Sandro. Salah gets up again for another header. Look, shot after shot in this first half, and only the 1-0 lead. I hope that in the second it won't come back to bite us and we can continue this amazing form, because if they start actually turning it on in the second, then they actually equalise. I'll be very upset. But a horror back pass, anything of the sort, Emre Can picks it off, floats one into Salah. He's had header after header on goal, and finally he gets one right to start off the second half. And it's a horror back pass. Look, you see the AI this year are really trying to keep the ball deep in their own third, like trying to retain possession as much as they can before they eventually just whack it up. You put them under that pressure, they will occasionally make a mistake like that. And now Bernardeschi with a chance, little something on it from Jan Oblak, but doesn't stop it completely. And now it's 3-0. We were trying so hard to score in the first. We were able to make at least one breakthrough happen, but in the second half, every shot that we take seems to result in a goal. They basically gifted us the second as well. It's all going brilliantly for us in the second leg. We're now, or in the second half, 3-0 up. Now Douglas Costa is getting, or should I say Diego Costa, getting yellow cards as well. And we were doing quite well, but things were slowing down toward the end of it. We had a chance here right in our own third, or should I say they had a chance in their own third. Look at that. It's a shocker. It's an absolute shocker. I was trying to retain the possession. They ended up gifting us our second goal through a bad back pass, and I've almost done the exact same. I was trying to go to my fullback You can just see him out to the left there. And unfortunately, it ended up passing to the centre back. But I mean, even if I did end up passing to the right player, I still think it was along the ground. It would have been picked off by Lamar anyway. I just choked that one. I messed that one up. I should have just gone in for a cross or a lob pass over the top of the two players there. But no, I threw that one away. Very disappointing. I gifted them a goal toward the end there, and now I really seriously hope that they don't go on and get like 2 goals, 3 goals in the second leg, and that last goal that we so poorly gave away becomes actually somewhat relevant to who goes through. If it does, I'll be absolutely heartbroken. But thankfully, we did get the 3-1 win, which is fantastic. We are pretty much done with this episode. I'll just do one really quick thing, which is obviously getting Gonzalo Higuain. I'm going to recall him back for the run into the end of the season. We've only got about maybe 10 or so games left to go in Serie A, cup games, and maybe depending how well we go in the Champions League as well. But you'll probably see him make a couple of appearances for Juventus just because we had to get him in. I mean, Mandzukic has been okay, but I think I'd much rather have Higuain as a backup. I mean, an 87 rated striker as your backup, you can't complain. I'm going to take it if I can. But there we go, boys. That's the end of this one. I'm still really annoyed and disappointed by the last goal we gave away, but it's still a 3-1 win. Second leg to come. Could we maybe make it through to the semis of the Champions League? Wait and see. Until the next episode, my name's the MasterBucks. Do not forget to like and subscribe. Have a good one.